I've been trying to find my village here. I still consider myself Chabad through and through. I've been through, hell and back in my life. Those battle scars are what make you who you are today. And my sheitel was hideous when I got married. Name it, I've been through it.
Chaya, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much.
I'm so pleased you're here on this heat wave.
I know, it's really, really muggy outside.
Although I feel like by the time this gets released, it might be the end of the heat wave, so it could be rainy, knowing us.
I hope so. I'm not allowed to complain when it's hot because I complain all year that it's cold. So when it's hot, I'm like...
I know, I'm scared to say anything negative about the sun in case I scare it off.
I find that British people, they complain about the weather no matter what, whether it's hot or it's cold, because you're not equipped for the heat and the cold is dreadful. So... I think that's what makes British people kind of like complainers.
Aren't you so thrilled to be here? Like in London?
In London.
In general? Why are you here from LA?
Do you know what? Honestly, I always say that when the weather is beautiful here, it is a beautiful place to be. London is amazing. I mean, it's a gorgeous city. People come from all over the world to come tour London. But I love my home. It's not really so much LA. It's my home. It's my family. So it's not like I'm a huge fan of Hollywood. It's that this is where I grew up.
Yeah. Do you know what? I always felt like LA was my spiritual home. As weird as that may sound. I just remember for the first time going there. It might have been 10, 15 years ago. Not for the first time. My last time I went there, 10, 15 years ago. And I thought, oh my goodness, everyone's doing yoga and drinking green juice and I'm not a weirdo here.
Is that what you're like here?
Yeah.
I've been trying to find my village here, as I like to call it, and it's been difficult, but actually London's catching up. I think they're just a few years behind, but I'm starting to notice the salad stations, and I'm starting to notice the restaurants are promoting organic. So it's catching up. I think it just takes a minute.
So I went to LA to try and like research juice. I was like, I'm going to set up a juice stand because it's so cool in America. It's going to come here. But I was so early. Just the world wasn't ready for it yet.
I think so. But actually it's exciting when I introduce new things here. You know, I don't know if you know about like the wellness mornings that I do monthly here. So I teamed up with this is not a plug, by the way.
Okay,
it's just because we're talking about it. I do these wellness mornings, and I kept thinking, like, if I do a sound bath, is that going to be too crunchy? If I do guided meditation, are people going to think that's a bit too weird? So I was trying to weigh in with the group of women that came and see, like, am I pushing too much, or is this just enough? It was a dance.
We're ready for it though now, aren't we? Or
yeah.
What was your
group?
Oh,
the feedback's been amazing. The feedback's been amazing. We did like a guided journaling once, and everybody absolutely loved it. So I think we're ready.
Oh, good, because I didn't know whether like the Jewish sector. I know that like London is caught up, but I didn't know whether like the sort of more Orthodox women or whatever were ready. That's good to know.
Yeah, I think we underestimate how ready we are as Jewish people to assimilate with the world.
I'm coming. Sign me up for your next one.
Yes,
though.
absolutely.
That is so my style. But for also anyone that doesn't know what you do and who you are, how would you describe what you're doing? Oh, okay,
I honestly
good.
Don't know. I'm like a hot mess. And it's funny because I've been talking to other influencers that keep mentioning that the way that you go viral, which has never been my goal in life. I find virality to be very, I don't know what the word is. It's just you have your moment and then it's gone. I want to be classic. I want to be evergreen. No, I'm kidding. I honestly, I don't really take myself that seriously. I think I found this to be a creative outlet. And so if I feel like sharing cooking that day, that's what I'm going to do. If I don't have a method to my madness, if I'm feeling humorous that day, I'll share something funny. So I'm really just, I don't know, a box of chocolate.
I love that.
Yeah.
But you're predominantly on Instagram.
Yeah, only on Instagram.
Only on Instagram.
Yeah.
But you've built up this massive following and this huge sort of persona, and everyone in the Jewish world seems to know you now as Chaya of London.
It's so fun. It cracks me up when I go to the market and people will say, oh, I saw that your kids had, I don't know, chicken pox. How are they feeling? And I'm like, I don't even know your name. And you know that my children just were sick the other week. Like, it's still shocking sometimes, and I have to collect myself and say, it's okay. But it's cool.
Do you see the content creation as a job now? Do you feel like
A bit, and sometimes that bothers me, to be honest, because this used to be, like I said, a creative outlet. I had 2 children under 18 months in the heart of COVID. The world was shut down. We all thought that the world was going to end. Some people just started making banana bread. Do you remember the banana bread?
I do? Yeah. That was
I
a good
try not
time.
to, but there was a time that everyone was making banana bread.
Why?
I don't know.
What was with the banana bread?
I don't know. I don't know what it was, but
It
it was the
happened.
banana bread era. And I started TikTok and Instagram. I stopped TikTok because I can't keep up with the young kids. I know that it's not official, but I just feel like TikTok is for Gen Z, Instagram is for millennials, and Facebook is for like our parents. And I know that's just my own personal theory, but that's how I gauged it based on just my following. And I just couldn't keep up with TikTok. And so I just decided to stick with Instagram. But it started in the heart of COVID. I thought, the world is ending anyway. So let me just buy a bunch of wigs and put on a bunch of skits, and no one's going to watch it. No one's going to see it anyway, but it'll just be my little creative outlet. And it really just exploded on its own and became what it is today. And I really had, like I said, there was no method to the madness. I had no plan, no structure. I know people ask, like, do you have like a schedule, like a posting schedule? Absolutely not. And maybe that is the secret sauce, is I just tried to be as authentic as possible. And hopefully that's the reason why people stayed.
It's definitely, you just make it easy watching. Your videos are very relatable and funny, and you found a niche with just kind of making light of Jewish women as well.
Right.
It's there was something
There
you
is a lot
posted
to
the
make
other
fun
day.
of. Let's be honest. There is a lot of content there just by being Jewish and by being a woman. That's enough in itself.
But also what was it the other day? You were talking about how to make something and you phoning your grandma, and you had to, it was like just stir it in.
Yeah. And it's all based on true stories. Like nothing is, all my inspiration is drawn from real life. So, there was a time when I wanted to make these Moroccan donuts, and I called my grandmother and I asked her how to make them. And that's exactly how she described them. She says, you pour water in a bowl. And I said, how much water? She says, a good amount of water. And I'm like, okay, I don't know how to measure that, but we'll try our best, and that's how she gave her recipe, because that's, I guess, how she makes it. She doesn't have a single measuring cup or spoon in her house. So, and for some reason it worked and it came out amazing.
Was this muffletta? How do you pronounce that?
Yeah. Svenge.
What?
Svenge is the Moroccan donuts, but she also makes mufflettas, which is more, a lot of people make them, the tradition is for after Pesach, and the Svenge is for Hanukkah.
Okay, Svenge. I've never heard that word
Yeah,
before.
it's just a Moroccan donut.
So I was asking you before, you're half Sephardi, half Ashki?
Yeah. So my mom is Moroccan and my dad is, I guess, Polish descent, Chabad.
Okay.
And by some miracle they met, and they couldn't be more polar opposite, but they work really, really well together. So.
So you've technically become Ashki, right?
Technically, I'm Ashki, but I really identify as both, because my mom is just so rooted in her Sephardic self, and my dad as well is just Chabad at his core. And so I really feel like I got the best of both worlds.
That's great. And you get the cooking, presumably, which that is, I really believed that I was Sephardi. I even did a DNA test because I thought I loved the food, and yet it was like 90-something% Ashki. And
Did you do 23andMe?
Yeah.
I'm dying to do that. I'm hearing the craziest stories that people are discovering so much about themselves that they didn't know from 23andMe.
I did not. Yeah, no, that was
some
not
people
me.
discover that they're Jewish from 23andMe.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's fun.
It's actually a crazy story. This is such an LA story. I was in a Pilates class, and Paris Jackson, Michael Jackson's daughter, was taking the class next to me. She was in the reformer next to me. And after class, I'm like, be cool. But I wanted to talk to her. And she had all these Hebrew tattoos all over her arms. I don't know if you've ever seen her. She's just covered in tattoos. She's stunning in person. And I'm like, let me just talk to her as if, I don't know. I just tried to come up with something I wanted to say to her. So I said, oh, I love your Hebrew tattoos. Are you Jewish? And I was expecting her to say no because I didn't know that Michael Jackson had Jewish children. And she says, actually, I am. And I said, oh, no way. So she goes, I just discovered recently, I did 23andMe and I discovered that I'm Jewish.
Wow.
And it took everything in me to not say, you're Michael Jackson's daughter and you're Jewish. Oh my God. But yeah, so she's Jewish. And she said she figured it out from 23andMe that she's Jewish.
How exciting. Did she then get the tattoos afterwards? Was this like a, wow.
I don't know. I don't know what came first and second.
We
but
need to find out.
I know. Really
How
cool.
Exciting.
Yeah. Very cool LA moment.
That is, I wonder about the Sephardi Ashki and how we find out. But you should do 23andMe and let me know what you find out.
I will. Yeah, I'm very intrigued because I know that my mom's family. Have you ever heard of Amuka in Israel? It's this grave site of Rabbi Yonatan ben Uziel, and there's a lot of myths behind. Not myths, mystical. What's the word that I'm looking for? It's a. Gosh, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a good omen to go there if you're trying to get married.
Mitzvah?
Not like a mitzvah. It's like an omen, I guess.
I don't know.
An omen to go there if you want to. By the way, do you cut out like when I?
I'm going to now.
Yeah.
But no.
When I'm like stumbling trying to find the words,
No.
or do you try to keep it like?
No, we just let it flow.
You just let it flow. Okay.
Let it flow.
All right.
Keep
fine.
going and we'll just...
I-
We've had to edit out a couple of burps before, but that's it.
I mean, we did have like a thunderstorm last night, and so we're working on very little sleep right now. So I'm trying to function.
Motherhood.
Mother life.
Fine.
So
omen.
There's
Good
this place
omen.
called Amuka. So it's the gravesite of Yonatan ben Uziel, and they say that if a single girl goes and prays there, it's a good omen for her to get married or find her beshert. And so my mom, her last name is Oziel. She actually is a direct descendant from him. And so she has like this lineage that's deep rooted in Sephardic. And I just want to like find out where that comes from, you know? And so I know that her family comes from the Spanish Inquisition, and they moved to Morocco afterwards. I know that they started in Tangier, and then she was born in Rabat and then grew up in Casablanca before they immigrated to Montreal. So there's just so much there. So I just feel like if I did the 23andMe, I'm going to find out a lot more about myself.
Yeah, for sure. There are also lots of... I'm sure there's like a Jewish genealogy society or something. My dad got very into family trees and traced back years and years.
I'm so
There's
into
so
that.
much
I'm
research
dying
you
to
can
do
do.
that.
Yeah. Let us know what you have to
I
come
know.
back and let us know what you find. Who are you?
I'm from the prince of some sort of 15th century. Who
Oh,
knows?
that's so exciting. But
Yeah.
you grew up Chabad, right? You grew up
Yeah.
very, very
I went to
Orthodox.
Chabad school, my whole life. We only had one Rebbe picture on the wall in our house, so we were hardcore Chabad family. We still are. And I still consider myself Chabad through and through.
And what was your upbringing like? What was your childhood like in...
So I went to Chabad school. We grew up Chabad. I grew up in a very open home, which I think is a reason why today that carried through with the way that I love to host. And I keep my house, I have an open door policy. Anyone who wants to come, they're more than welcome to come. They need a place to eat. Please come and eat. So we grew up that way as well. My dad would be walking home from shul, and we never knew if he was going to come home with 20 people or 30 people. And we always, for some reason, by some miracle, had enough food. And my mom always made enough food, and I don't know how she managed that, but we always had ample amount of food for anyone who wanted to come. And so we grew up with a lot of chesed, a lot of kindness, my dad is very charitable. And so I think that was really one of the core values that I grew up with and tried to carry through into my life and tried to instill into my own children. A lot of shouting from the Moroccan mom. So there was a lot of screaming and yelling, but that was just her love language. And that was just her way of speaking. My friends used to come over and they're like, why is your mom so angry? I'm like, she wasn't angry. She was just talking to me.
Oh, do you know what? That's so nice to hear as well,
Yeah.
because I feel like there's such a push for gentle parenting and you're not allowed to shout.
No, my mom
And I'm really trying to
yelled.
suppress it.
Our whole upbringing was just a lot of yelling, but it just became the language. Like, that's just the way she spoke to us. And so I didn't think of it as, verbal abuse. It wasn't. It was just talking. Yeah, children today are very, very fragile.
Yeah.
I try not to be like that. My husband is annoyingly the most patient person in the entire world.
Oh, what's that like?
It's really annoying, really annoying. He's so patient. He has endless amount of patience for our children. And, you know, when they're tantruming and they're screaming and they're crying, he just gets down to their eye level and he tries to reason with them and talk to them. And I'm just like, just shut up already.
Oh, that's so refreshing to
Yeah.
hear.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No. So
Okay.
they're getting both. They're
Okay.
getting a bit of both.
That's a nice balance.
It's a nice balance. I'm all about that tough love. My mom raised, you know, I'm one of 4 girls and I have a brother, and she raised us with that tough love. And I think that's kind of what made us all very resilient. How we were able to just like, you know, I've been through, gosh, hell and back in my life, and I was just, I don't carry any of that with me, and just pick up and you carry on and you push through. And, you know, those battle scars are what make you who you are today. And I feel like I got that from my mom. And I'm trying to instill that in my own kids. If my husband would just let me, instead of being like, maybe you could have just said that, but in a more gentle way. I'm like, why? She's got to toughen up. The world is a scary place.
It's so interesting to have those different points of view.
Yeah.
Because, and I very much feel like I'm caught between what's the right way and what's the wrong way. And social media will have me believe that raising my voice ever is the worst thing, and your children are going to be scared and their cortisol is going to go up, and you're like imprinting them with all these bad things. And you've got to, I remember once I got on this toddler course, this like how to be a good mum to toddlers, because I was like, what are these toddler tantrums about? And it goes, give your child options. So I went, okay, do you want this pair of trousers or this one? No. No, that's not in the course. That's
no
not in
to
the
both.
course. Yeah.
Okay, so then we failed the course.
This one
Yeah.
or this one?
Right.
No. I thought, right, that course is the biggest waste of my time. But it's so nice that you sound like you've got such warmth for your mum, and yet she was this fiery Jewish woman.
She will stand in front of a machete for any of us. Like, she was we are her life. We are her blood supply. And I felt that strongly. And I think that's what a lot of parents worry about today, is that if I yell at my child, they'll think I don't love them. I'm living proof that my mom loved me to death, but she was mean.
But you turned out quite
Oh,
well.
yeah.
Oh, hello? Hello? Oh, it's Kat. Hi, Kat. How are you?
Is it already break?
Well, we're not breaking.
Oh, we're not
We're just
breaking.
continuing.
We're
go
continuing.
right through. Yes.
Continuing through the food. I
Well,
love that.
It's like, come to my house and here's my mum and
Oh.
my podcast mum. My podcast
you're the podcast
sister.
mom.
My podcast
Hi.
sister.
Yes, sister.
Not
Oh,
mum,
hi,
sorry.
I'm Chaya.
Hi,
Hiya,
I'm Kat. Nice
Kat
to meet
from
you.
Balagan. Have you ever been to Balagan in Boreham Wood?
No, I haven't.
It's like really
Okay.
good kosher
Balagan, I love that.
food. I meant as in like my I thought I really want to go back with the mum thing. I'm like, my sister
Sister.
from Balagan.
Shawarma.
Thank
Oh,
you
yum.
so much.
Very nice.
We're like the
Lily
same
went
age.
crazy this morning. He was like, I made salad with tomatoes and she's going to go crazy. So
No.
I'm gonna have to
Who,
do
me
I
or
won't
you?
go crazy. No, I try and request no tomatoes.
Really? What is that?
Please
My
send me a
husband also doesn't
message.
eat tomatoes.
From Louis and Joy.
Oh, thank you, Louis. It's like a family-run business. So there's Kat, there's Zev, and then they've got their son Louis
Oh.
working, and it's like the best.
He's gonna use some sauces.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much.
She
Thank
gave you
you.
pizza, even though you don't want it.
No, that's fine.
But since you're having donuts and cakes later, you might as well, in for a penny and for a pound, you might as well have some pizza with it.
Amazing.
We were
Yum.
just talking about how when we Chaya's Bud raised, and just saying how her family grew up, and you never know who was coming back from shul, and there'd be so many people all just out for the day, and the women would always manage to feed people, and it was just
Oh, yeah.
just there's always enough
There's always
food.
food.
I feel like it's very different here in England. I've come to discover that when you get an invitation, it's for like next June. You know, when the first time that I got invited, someone said, I think it was like in January, and she says, "Are you free April 10th?" And I'm like, I don't know if I'll still be living here on April 10th, but if I'm here, I'm happy to come. It was just, I didn't really grow up that way. I think it's more of a Sephardic thing where it's come. The door's open. You know that we host Shabbat every week. You know that we've got plenty of food, and it was always just like a mixed bag of sweets, whoever was walking through the door.
Oh, it's nice. I love that. I don't know whether I'd be able to. I don't know whether you would. Well, you run a restaurant.
People
The
turn up at my
anxiety.
house all the time.
I
Do
don't
they?
know how you
Yeah.
cater
Are you
for that.
Sephardi?
No.
Okay.
Chabad.
Chabad.
Yeah, but people just come in
yeah.
and I'm like, I'm going upstairs for a schluff, and they're like, I'll have a schluff as well, and I'll see you in an hour. Help
that's
yourself.
happened
You know where
plenty of
everything is.
times.
There's loads of food on the hot plate. Help yourself.
You've got
100%.
food. I wouldn't even know how to operate the hot plate, and like, how do you prevent the food from drying out? I need someone to give me a lesson on like Chabadi or like from me catering.
Crockpots with cholent.
When you put my shaitel on,
She is trying to get me to wear a shaitel
I
the whole
did wear-
time.
I'm literally dying today. That was like while I was like, I'm not coming tomorrow. If you think I'm coming with 37-degree heat and I've got to wear my shaitel, you can
Oh my
forget it.
gosh.
And she was like, no, I need you to come. I want you to be there.
Yeah, she's like, I'm
I was
gonna
like, okay,
send.
fine, I'm
It's a
someone
hot day
else.
for a shaitel.
It is just beyond.
I did used to wear a shaitel, and I'll be honest with you, it's the one mitzvah I don't miss.
Yeah,
I don't know if I should say that on a Jewish podcast, but
that's okay.
it's a challenge. It's a challenge for me.
I think I was going a little bit more for me, and I looked at her in the shaitel when she was schwitzing the other day, and I thought, I'm not
It's
not
hard.
doing this.
It's
It was
hard.
beyond.
I'm very impressed at your.
You don't ever wear
commitment.
like a scarf.
It's in the car.
Okay.
As soon as I get in the car,
Yeah.
it's coming straight
But you
off.
look
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's interesting how the more from you are Sephardic, you wear a headscarf, and the very from Chabad wears a shaitel.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's the difference.
So it's interesting
okay.
because one, I guess the Sephardim consider a scarf to be the more tznius version of covering your hair, and Chabad considers a shaitel to be.
Oh, I think as long as you're covering your hair,
That's what I think.
whatever.
Yeah, as long as you're Jewish.
Right.
As long as you're
exactly.
Jewish. And I do want to find out more about your shaitel experience. It's
Oh,
on
yeah.
like my list of
She's
things to
obsessed.
ask.
Huh?
Beyond. She's obsessed.
Am I?
Are you? Are you
Yeah.
obsessed with shaitels?
No. Am
Do you know
I?
what's really funny? I am.
No, with people wearing them, me having them take them to someone to have them
To have
worn.
them
I didn't know
washed
you
and
had them washed. I didn't know this was a thing that you like took them to the groomers. Like I had no
course.
idea.
Like your pet.
Yeah,
Like your little
exactly.
doggy.
That's what she said to me on Sunday. She's like, "Did you take your shaitel to the pet groomer?"
Yeah, to the little pet groomer. I'll be honest though. The truth is, I wore a shaitel. Oh my gosh, I'm 37 now, so maybe 15, 17. I don't know when I was married, ages ago, and the shaitels back then were not the way that they are today. They like came down to here. Like nowadays, like women wearing shaitels, you can't even tell that they're wearing one. They have
Oh,
these like
I saw somebody that doesn't wear shaitels on Shabbos in shul, and I was like, "Oh my god, your hair looks amazing! Like it's so
Yeah.
much longer than it normally is." Then I came down the stairs and came outside, and I went, "Are you wearing a shaitel?"
yeah, it's
I didn't
unreal.
even for me.
You can't even tell the
That
difference.
knows.
I
It
thought
looks
I could
incredible.
spot one out from a mile away, and nowadays it's getting harder and
It
harder
is
to
much
spot.
harder.
It's much harder because they have these lace
All the
fronts.
time,
Yeah, they're
"Is she wearing a
beautiful.
shaitel?" And I'm
Yeah.
like,
I mean, I always say
Yeah,
the
you just don't
Kardashians all
know.
wear wigs, and you can't tell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, most of celebrities wear wigs.
They
J
do.
Lo wears a wig.
Who?
J Lo.
Oh.
Yeah, most
from?
people do. Nicole Kidman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So
okay.
I feel like I got gypped because my shaitel was hideous when I got married. Back then, they didn't perfect them the way they did today. And so when I got divorced, it was the first thing that came off of my head. And then it just stayed that way. But I feel like today women have less of an excuse to cover their hair because you can get shaitels that look even better than your own hair.
Do you think you'd go
Yeah.
back to wearing a shaitel?
With all that being said, no, the truth is it's hard. It's one of those things where it's like once you take it off, it's really hard to put it back on.
Sure.
So it's a challenge for me. But you never know. Actually, when I was growing out my hair, after I have this thing where when I'm pregnant, I need to grow out my hair because I just feel like when you're bigger with your big pregnant belly, it's really hard to rock the bob. And this is long for me. Normally I have like a short bob. And I just feel like I would end up looking a bit Oompa Loompa like. So when I'm pregnant, I grow out my hair. And my hair was really long after this last pregnancy. And I missed my short hair. So I have a friend who's a wig maker in New York, and she made me a short wig, just like my short hair, so that I could alternate between the two. And I was wearing it for a bit, but then I ended up cutting my hair again, so I didn't need the short wig again. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the option of having both, where
Right.
some days you're feeling longs. I mean, sometimes when I'm putting on an outfit, I feel like this outfit would look so much better with some long hair
Yeah.
versus the short hair. So
I guess you do have that fun side with
Well, I have,
Sheitels,
like,
is
a
that you
whole-
can.
I've just had
Yeah.
my bedroom done, and I have a whole long cupboard now, and inside on each shelf.
Oh,
is all
wow.
different
you get to
kinds of
decide who
things.
you're
See,
going
if
to be
I
today.
was going to do it, I'd probably go like pink and like.
Oh, really?
I feel like I would name
crazy.
them. Like, I'm going to be Becky today. Becky with the blonde hair, you know?
You should do this. I'm rooting for you.
I mean, I do have an entire box of wigs, but they're more dress-up wigs for my personas that I do on Instagram. Because sometimes if like I'm imitating somebody, but they have long hair, I've got to have the long wig.
It's just, it must be so much fun in your house.
It's fun. Oh, in my house, yeah. It's fun in my house, and it's fun to be a different
Just to be
person for a
something-
couple
like an
hours.
alter
Yeah.
ego. I want to
Yeah.
do this. Oh, well, thank you
Right,
so
on that
much,
note,
Yes.
I'm
Kat.
going to take my shader off. So
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
done.
please do. Please
It's like
do.
I'm going to strip. Just going to take my Sheitel off.
Is it really bad out there? Has it not cooled down yet?
Beyond.
Oh, good luck.
What is it about
Thank
this
you so
country that's
much,
not
though.
equipped for the heat?
No, we're definitely not. And the air conditioning in Balagan is
Oh, is it not? And also, it's a thing here where if you do have aircon, if you have the luxury of aircon in your house, most people only have them in their bedrooms and they
Yeah,
don't
so
have
I
them
do.
in the common. What is that? Do you not deserve to have the cool air in the living room and dining room only when you're in bed?
Yeah.
What is that? Even like, my friends who have like big fancy homes, they only have the aircon in their bedrooms. I'm like, well, surely you could afford to have it in your living room. Like, what's that all about?
You need
Well,
to find
well,
out.
It wasn't like this
and-
when we were young. It wasn't like 37 degrees like when I was a kid.
No.
We never had this.
Welcome
And
to
even
global
when my
warming.
children were young, we had it for
Yeah.
like a few days in the summer, and then bye-bye, back to like putting the heating on.
So you do believe in global warming?
Well, something's going on.
Something's
definitely,
going on.
Because it's like,
I think the world is forever evolving and changing. I mean, countries that used to be attached are now separated.
Yes.
That's what my theory is. I don't want to get into politics right now, but I just...
Go on,
whatever.
do it. Say it.
Huh?
Go on, say it.
I just think that I don't think it's a global warming thing. I think it's just the world is forever evolving and changing.
These are the thoughts I've had as well.
Yeah.
As in, like, there were dinosaurs. There aren't anymore.
Right,
They changed.
exactly. It used
But
to
I
be
also
cool.
am not sure whether people went to the moon, but that's a whole conversation for another time.
Right, on that note,
Yes.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Nice to meet you. Thank you so much.
come
Thank
to
you.
Balagan.
See you
Yes,
soon.
it looks delicious.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, enjoy.
Balagan, Borehamwood. I thought you said taco for a minute. I'm like, oh, tuck in.
Tuck
Thank
in.
you.
That's a very British saying,
it?
isn't it? To tuck in.
Oh, okay.
Tuck in is like to eat, to feast.
Yes, enjoy.
We will tuck in.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Kat.
Bye, girlies.
See you soon.
Bye.
So for those of you that want to go to Balagan, make sure that you say you've seen them on What the Falafel and you get 10% off your bill. It's in Borehamwood. It's very exciting. So we can like play up and then we can continue talking. If you're looking for an incredible kosher butcher, I've got just the one for you. Menachem's in Golders Green is one of those places you'll keep going back to. The quality is exceptional. The team are genuinely some of the friendliest people you'll ever meet. And they're known for the care and attention that goes into every single cut. They offer premium cuts, including Chalak Bet Yosef meat, with fresh meat delivered daily and everything freshly cut so you know you're always getting the very best. If you can't get to the shop, don't worry. You can order online and have it delivered straight to your door. If you're after a high-end kosher butcher that really cares about quality, Menachem's is definitely one to know about. Visit them in Golders Green or you can find them at menachems.co.uk. Okay, so we're going to try
Yes.
and not spill any of this down.
I know.
our
I know.
white
Oh my gosh.
top.
Okay.
Do-
I'm such a messy eater.
What kind of food do you make at home? Are you like still Sephardi-ish? Have you incorporated Ashki food? Do you do a bit of
It's like
everything?
a mix. I think it's a mix. I mean, I love like Pan Asian food, so I cook a lot of like sashimi. Not cook. I prepare a lot of carpaccio. I mean, I try to make more like a modern take on a Shabbat meal. So there's no gefilte fish in my house. There's no brisket in my house. So I'll have like pulled beef tacos instead of a brisket. I just try to have a more modern play on Jewish cuisine.
Nice. I've seen your Shabbat meals in like an hour. Cook Shabbat with
Yeah,
me. They're
yes.
brilliant.
Thank you. Yeah, 2 hours. Let's just say 2 hours. I feel like it's not fair to say an hour. That's like setting the bar too high. But I mean, I find that it's really all about mapping your oven times and your cooking time. So to try to get something on the stove and the oven at the same time is efficient because if you're switching out the oven, but you have your stovetop dishes, do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm not explaining this well.
No,
So I map it out where I'm not going to make too many things that require oven time, because then that'll take more than a couple hours. So I'll make a chicken on the stovetop and a meat in the oven, so they're cooking at the same time, as opposed to a chicken and a meat in the oven, and then I'll have to spend double time in the kitchen. Am I still
Do
not?
you make menus? Do you like make plans? Do you sit and make plans?
At this point, not really, because I've been doing it for so many years, but I'll just think in my head like, oh, you know what? I'll do that because that's on the stovetop, and I'll do that because that's in the oven, and this is raw. So I could do all three things at the exact same time. So I'll be making a salad, fish on the stove, and a meat in the oven at the exact same time. And that's kind of what cuts the time in half. So it's really just about being efficient.
Yeah, for sure. Efficiency is everything. I've started to really go big on Shabbat, and it makes the world of difference when you've got all the different exciting salads. And Savann's Kitchen and Rahama, I feel like they make everything.
They are my gurus.
They are. They've
my
changed the
gurus.
world.
Yeah. Oh, they have changed the world.
But I want to go back to, you were talking about how you used to wear a sheitel and you were married previously.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking that you were so frum that you had a whole shidduch made and you got married very, very young?
I did. So I got married. I went to seminary for 2 years in Milan, and I came home, and the expectation is to get married, to waste no time, to start dating straight away. My sister started dating in seminary. She had a shidduch that was proposed to her 3 different times from 3 different people. So we kind of looked at it as a sign. So when she came home for Pesach, she started dating him. Like, that's how fast we try to turn over those girls. You got to get married. And I felt this immense amount of pressure. I had a boyfriend at the time, and I put so much pressure on him. I gave him an ultimatum, and I said, listen, I'm 20. Like, my biological clock is ticking, which is sad because it's really not ticking. You're 20, but you feel like it is just based on the upbringing that you got to get married straight away. I don't know if it's necessarily the same today. I think they're giving women till 23.
Oh,
it's really generous.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of pressure back then. And so I gave him the ultimatum. He was young. He wasn't ready. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm just going to start dating straight away. And so I was shidduch dating, and I was set up with my ex-husband, and he was from New York, and we were both very frum. And so, so I wore a sheitel, and he had a black hat. And so it feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. And so you were married for how long?
I was married for a little less than a year, about 10, 11 months. And it's interesting because I get so many questions on Instagram from women that are divorced or going through a divorce or thinking about getting divorced. And, they come to me for some advice, like I'm some sort of divorce guru. And I'm like, I've had boyfriends longer than this marriage. I mean, this marriage was probably the easiest out of all the breakups because it felt so... There's something about when you're signing a paper that it feels very final, as opposed to a boyfriend where it could be very on and off, because you're not really signing a paper. So my theory is breaking up with a boyfriend is actually easier than breaking up with a husband if there's no children.
Yeah.
If there's children, that's a whole different category in itself. And oftentimes when women do approach me in my DMs and they ask me for advice about divorce and they have kids, I'm like, this is way out of my pay grade. Like, this is beyond. I didn't have any kids. It was like a failed relationship that was signed by a document.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you feel though about ending that marriage when, there's this pressure in the religious world, you've got to make it work? And
I mean, thank God my parents, as firm as they are, as religious as they are, they're so cool, and they're very open-minded, and they're very down to earth. Unfortunately, for that marriage, it was a marriage that shouldn't have happened to begin with. We struggled even throughout our dating and our engagement. It's so hard because out of respect for him and his family now, like, it's hard to think about what's appropriate to say and what's not appropriate to say. So I try to keep things very vague, but we were never meant to be from the beginning. And my parents saw that, and my mom, throughout my engagement, told me, if you want to call this off, call it off. And she really gave me that opening, and she took the pressure off of me. And I think it was just the pressure I put on myself that no, how can I break off an engagement? How can I not marry him? Because then I'll have to date all over again. And then I'll be 21 and then I'll be 22 and I'll be too old and no one's going to want to marry me and it's really sad that we put that pressure on ourselves. So it wasn't a pressure that I received from my parents at all. It was a pressure that I put on myself just from my community and my environment that I was in.
I feel like we do that a lot as women though.
Yeah.
Women
We are the queen of putting pressure. I always say this, they say, oh, women today, there's so much pressure to be skinny and to be thin. And I very much disagree with that anyone is putting that pressure on us aside from ourselves. I mean, I'll tell you straight up, my husband prefers me way more 10 pounds heavier than 10 pounds lighter. He is not into the skeletal look. He's not into being emaciated. And so when women say, oh, there's this pressure, the tabloids or men put this pressure on us, I think it actually comes from women. I think women put more pressure on each other than we get from anyone outside. I personally never experienced that from any men or any outside source other than feeling that way amongst other women.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that's so true. Why do we do it to ourselves?
I don't know. That's the age-old question, is why do we put so much pressure on ourselves, not just with weight and not just with marriage and with children, it's just with everything. It's so unnecessary. And I feel like that's why there's a higher percentage of women that struggle with anxiety and depression than men do, because men don't put that pressure on themselves. And so that's why you very rarely see a man who's very anxious, but you're in a room with 100 women, 90 of them are probably anxious.
Yeah. You've said yourself that you've experienced, I don't want to say struggled, but you have anxiety.
Yeah.
And you almost make light of it, that it's like, what diagnosis have you got today?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. What pills are you on? Do you have any spare? Yeah, I definitely struggled with anxiety my entire life. And I think pressure plays a huge role in it. And one of the ways that I was able to heal myself is by living in the present moment and not thinking about tomorrow, not thinking about, oh my gosh, I need to do this or this or this. And just like, I mean, even sitting with you right now, there's a lot I've got to get done. I'm leaving to LA in 5 days, where we go every summer for 2 months. I still need to get my kids ready, summer packing. I got brand deals that I have that are expecting me to deliver. And I'm just like, no, I'm sitting with my shawarma.
Yeah. I'm thinking,
Doing
oh
this
God,
podcast,
go, leave, quick.
I think one of the keys with anxiety is to be present.
Yeah.
It's very hard to be anxious when you are sitting in this present moment. You're 2 feet on the ground. Like, where am I? I'm on this chair. My feet are on the ground. I'm sitting across from you. There's nothing else to be thinking about in this moment. And I think that actually really helps. But women, it's very hard to be that way. Most women have these checklists in their brain, mental checklists and physical checklists that we have to get through. And so it's nearly impossible to be that way, but it's a muscle that we all have to exercise.
For sure. You said before that your life has been, I can't remember the exact words you used, but almost you've had these very big ups and downs throughout your life.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I've lived 100 lives. And it's so interesting because the funny thing about Instagram and social media is that, I don't know if you've experienced this, where you circle back to people that you haven't been in touch with for years. Like, suddenly these old faces will resurface and you'll get these messages and you're like, oh my gosh, you were from that era. Like, I divide my life into different chapters. I'm like, but you were from that chapter and I'm on chapter 10 right now. But it's interesting that you just revisit your past in these interesting ways, especially now being this like public figure. I hate that word, but I guess just like on this public space. And yeah, oh my gosh, name it, I've been through it.
And how have you, I don't want to pry too much, is there anything that has shaped you most as a person, would you say?
I think it helped me be more relatable, and I think it's helped me in my now social media career, the fact that when I talk about something, it's not just an opinion I have, it's something I've actually lived through. So like I said, these battle scars are things that you should be proud of. I've had the eating disorder, I've had the abusive relationship, I've had the traumas with friendships, and I've had, I mean, like I said, like name it, I've had it. And I am not the type of person that is like woe onto me, you know, in my life. I appreciate everything that I've been through, and I feel like it's made me who I am today. And also I feel like it helps me with my children. If God forbid a million times they ever encounter any sort of experience like that, I feel like I now have a toolbox of ways to help them. So
That's amazing. I feel like a lot of the best therapists or the people that are sort of changing the world have actually been through some of the toughest times.
I always say therapists must be the most effed up human beings. I mean, how else would they be able to sit across from somebody who's like sharing something beyond, you know?
Yeah. What's interesting to watch, though, from what I know of you, from what you've shared, is that you've kind of gone from this religious background, and yet you're stepping into who you want to be. And even I've heard you say that actually you were quite an introvert and quite private, and now you've got this big personality, and it's almost like there are big evolutions happening, and you're stepping into this, what do I say? How do I say it? This sort of higher version of you, version, but higher version.
Chaya version. Yeah, I know, I got that. Did they get that?
Did who get that?
Like the people that are watching. You meant higher,
Yeah.
higher. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm pleased you did.
Yeah. No,
I
just wanted to acknowledge that
it.
I got the mom joke. Okay. I'm definitely not private. I'm the opposite of private. I feel like I'm pretty much an open book. If there's something that I don't speak about, it's more out of respect for anyone else that was involved in the situation. You know, people, when I do like an ask me anything, I genuinely mean you're welcome to ask me anything. But then if someone asks something like, what happened in your marriage? Like, bro, that's like a 2-person story. If you want me to share a 1-person story, I'm open to it. But when it comes to privacy, I'm very open. My husband is like the epitome of private. He is so British. He actually asked me to remove him from social media because it was getting too much for him. So I know that like people were messaging me recently, like, is everything okay with you and your husband? Because I haven't seen him lately online. And I kind of weeded him out because it was getting too much for him. He would be, it all happened from, he was at a pizza shop with my children, and a woman took a photo of him and sent it to me and said, just letting you know that your husband's doing a great job with your kids at the pizza shop. I know that she meant well, but it was borderline creepy, like, and especially for him. And he, at that moment, he's like, forget it. I can't. Yeah. He tried being supportive. He tried, even though in the beginning, what I was doing was everything against what he stands for. But he tried to be supportive of it. But now his way of supporting is, you do it, but I can't be in it because he's very private.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was the cherry on top, the woman sending the photo.
I don't blame you. That was...
Yeah. That was a bit much.
It's like, thank you, but also...
It was, I tried to find the cuteness in it, but then I was also like,
I think that's the crazy thing about social media, isn't it? It's because you're sharing your whole life. Yeah. You're opening your house up, your family up, but then you also need privacy because it is just a job.
It's such a balance.
It's a strange world, the metaverse.
Especially now with AI, I think about it all the time with my children, you know, because there's all these creepy stories coming out of people using your children's photos and AI generating things that just shouldn't be on the internet. And that worries me because I made the decision to share my kids' faces. And I know that I completely respect there are so many influencers and celebrities out there that choose to hide their children's faces, and I completely understand it. And I battle with myself sometimes, and I question, did I make the right choice by doing that? Because it's such a beautiful space, social media, and I like to appreciate the beauty of it, but you can't deny that there's also the dangers of it as well.
Yeah, you seem to be handling things.
I try. Yeah, I never do full frontal nudity. No, I'm kidding. Full frontal photos
of where you were going with that.
Of my home. I never outright said exactly which area I live in London. I try to be a bit cognizant of that. And there was one time a story where this was very much in the beginning when I was very green to the whole social media thing, and I didn't realize that people actually like screen grab your videos and will zoom in and try to just like catch every nitty gritty detail of it. And someone had delivered flowers to my house once, and I posted a picture of it, and my address was on the label, and someone screen grabbed it and then started spreading it around to other people about where I lived. And so now I have to take that extra step to like literally screen everything before I post it and make sure, okay, is nothing inappropriate on here? Is nothing, is everybody dressed? Is my address not on here? Okay, this can go online, because unfortunately that's the world we live in now.
It's weird. It's wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
Have you ever thought you'd love to learn more about Judaism but have no idea where you'd actually start? Maybe you picked up a Jewish book and didn't know where to begin, or listened to conversations like this and wish you had someone to ask all your questions. Or maybe you've just never found the right way to learn about Judaism, even though you'd love to. That's exactly why I love Phone and Learn. Instead of asking you to fit into a class or commit to a course, they make Jewish learning personal. They match you with a friendly Jewish learning mentor based on your interests and your level of knowledge. Then once a week, you have a really chilled 30-minute phone call at a time that works best. You decide what you'd like to explore, maybe the weekly Parsha, Jewish history or philosophy, Hebrew, or any of life's questions. There's no pressure or expectations. It's just two people learning together, one chat at a time. They'll even send you any books you need completely free. So if you've been waiting for the right time to start learning, maybe this is it. Just visit phoneandlearn.org. But I'm also, as you're talking, I'm looking at your wrist and I've seen that you've launched a new company.
Yes.
Is this the bracelet?
This is it.
In real
this
time.
Is it. Also not a, what do they call it? A promotional moment.
Yes. You could take this moment.
Oh, thank you. No, I know. It's difficult because it put me in such a vulnerable place to launch something that's my very own. And, I never wanted anyone to feel pressure, including like my friends and family, to buy it. But I also hope that everybody loved it as much as I did, because, I love jewelry, and I wear my stack of bracelets, and my mom, who's Sephardi, she always wanted me to wear a red string, but the red string is a bit flimsy and cheaply, and it doesn't look as nice. And so I wanted to design something that I could wear proudly, that's pretty, but also is worn with meaning. And I feel like that's a beautiful balance of both, to be able to wear something that's beautiful to look at, but also has meaning behind it. And so that's why I designed one. And I thought, I was designing one for myself and with my friend, who's now my partner. And I'm like, why not just share it with other people? Maybe other people will want it too. So I'm sure you experience the same thing launching a podcast. There's like a very vulnerable moment. Like, will people listen? Will people like me? Will people, even though I've been on this social media space for so long, coming out with something that I designed on my own, because I didn't create Instagram, but this I actually created, makes you a lot more exposed in a way.
I get that.
Yeah.
But it is beautiful, and you should definitely expose that.
Oh, thank you.
And so the whole meaning, because
we designed like 2 interlocking circles for unity, and even the amount of diamonds on it is the number 11, which also represents, has its own significance, and the red string. So we try to make it as meaningful as possible, so that when people wear it, they're carrying meaning with them. And the whole premise of the brand Alaya is really to just design things that we never found to exist on the market, that we want to create ourselves. So we have another product that's coming out that's not jewelry, that I can't share yet.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
I know. I can't.
and
I have to ask her permission first as well, which I didn't ask her, my partner. And so, but it's something also that is important to me, and that means something to me that I haven't been able to find out there. So it's really just creating things that I want, that I assume other people might want as well.
For sure. And the number 11, what's the significance?
Do you know that I'm blanking?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
But it does mean, I think it means prosperity.
Okay.
But I am blanking.
I can try and Photoshop that over your face, and just we can try and AI whatever.
Yeah, AI what it meant.
It's beautiful though. And it is, I think so many of us are coming back to, we want to wear things that show traditions, and it's all just coming out. And I think sometimes with being Jewish, there's this whole difficulty that we go through, but it brings us closer together and affirms that identity so strongly.
100%. I have like a Magen David ring that I wear with pride. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I know. I see you've got like the Jewish name.
Yeah.
What does it say?
Yehudit,
Is that your name?
my Hebrew name.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Because also, it's like
Jodie.
Jodie was like with a Gimel. Is it Gimel? And I'm like, I don't want, my name doesn't start with a G. I'm not
Right.
Jodie. So
And that's like
I
my
was
son
like, that's
MJ
different.
because he's MJ, but it would be like MG
Yeah.
with
no,
a Gimel. Yeah.
I'm not happy about the
No.
Gimel. So I'm going to channel
You
Yehuda.
could
And
use-
also, the story goes that she was this like fiery woman that saved the Jews
Yeah,
and
she
chopped off. So I'm
was.
like, I can
Yeah, the
embody
story
that.
of Hanukkah, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, it's nice. And
So nice.
I think I used to wear like a tiny star, and I'm like, let's just Jew myself up.
Chew yourself up. I love that.
So I love what you're doing with the brand. And
With
what's
some
next
jewelry.
for you? Jewelry. Have you actually
Jewelry.
used that? Because you might
No.
need to use that.
Jewelry.
Jewelry.
Yeah, jewelry. I like that.
That's the
Yeah.
big. So what's next on the horizon for you? Where are you taking your Instagram? Where are
Oh my
you going with the
gosh.
brands?
The Instagram will always stay the same, plus adding a few brand deals here and there. And it's funny because when I first started, I said, I am never going to be one of these influencers that plug in brands and that do brand deals and that do paid ads. I'm doing this just for fun. And then it morphed into what it is today. And I guess it's just never say never. And the truth is, I do have an audience now. And thank God my community is unbelievable. And I have a very engaging audience. And so most of the brands, actually, no, I shouldn't say most, all of the brands that I've ever teamed up with are things that either I was organically using on my own, like, I don't know, for example, the protein powder I was using for 2 years before it became a very organic, it's called organic, collaboration, because it was something that I was using anyways. And I figured, you know what, why not share it with the public and share with people things that I love. So yeah, I guess just continue doing what I'm doing online, continue to grow Elia, continue to try to be a good mom. I've invested in a couple companies with my husband, which is very exciting. And so I'm busy outside of Instagram, and I don't know, I'm undiagnosed ADD or ADHD. I always have to be busy. I'm not one of those people that could just laze around. And I think it's part of my anxiety as well, is I need to always keep myself busy. You know, they say like an empty mind is the devil's playground. And so I so feel that when I have nothing going on, that's when like the anxiety starts to creep in. So I use it for good though. I use it to feel more accomplished.
They say some of most of the most successful people have things like ADHD.
Probably.
'Cause it's
I wouldn't be
creative
surprised.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I love what we said before we started recording. We were talking about Instagram, and we very much didn't want this conversation to be about everything going on in the world and all the heaviness and all the Jewish joy. No, we did want it to be about Jewish joy, but we didn't want it to be about the bad stuff. And you were saying that you're actively taking a stance where you're kind of unfollowing and muting people, and things are just, you're making sure that things are filled a lot more
100%.
with
October
positivity.
7th was really a pivotal moment for me, because I had to make a choice as an influencer. You know, how am I going to present myself now? And so really I decided to just take the more Jewish pride stance. And so I started doing a lot of Jewish education during that time. What it means to be a Jew, who are Jews. And so some of my most viral reels are about Jewish pride. I did a reel about the Magen David and the history behind it. I did a reel about the different types of Jews all over the world. I did a reel about all of the technology and the different ways that Jews have shaped the world. And I decided, instead of talking about what's happening in the Middle East, but talk about Jewish people, because I think that we became infamous, sadly, in this world for, you know, people talk about us that we're baby killers and all the stupidity and all of the what's the word I'm looking for? The propaganda. And I tried to fight that with light, and to fight that with, actually, no, this is who Jews are, and this is what we stand for, and this is what makes a person Jewish. And there was an amazing response to that. And actually, my account, I thought everyone would start to unfollow me, which I really didn't care, because for me, it was never about the follower count. That's when my account exploded and people started following me for that. And I decided, you know what, from now on, I'm never going to address the negativity. I'm always going to address the positive. And I really feel like I've kept to that since. And my community is so amazing because of that, because everybody shows up on my page knowing that they're going to see something positive. They're not showing up for bad news.
That's what we need
Yeah.
so much. And I think there is so much to be positive about and so
For
much to
sure.
be proud of, and so much
100%.
heritage and identity, as I said before.
And it's sad. I get messages all the time from people saying, hi, I'm coming to London. Is it safe? It's the number one question. Is it safe? Should I wear my kippah? And I'm like, 100% wear your kippah. And it's just as safe as, I say it's just as safe as anywhere else.
Yeah.
It
Do you
is.
think you'd move-
Unfortunately,
you're
the
not
media's
running to
given
the-
it a bad rap,
Yeah.
but it's, yeah.
You're not running to back to LA anytime soon then? I mean, I know you're going on
Not
holiday,
because
but-
of this. If I'm running back to LA, it wouldn't be because I'm running away from anti-Semitism. Where I live is very much a bubble, as I'm sure is where you live, and I don't experience it at all. I haven't had any encounters, and so when people ask me, my honest truth is no. Based on my personal life, my immediate life, my immediate family hasn't experienced anything. I think the media likes to inflate things and they like to fearmonger because that's what gets views, and it's all about clickbait. I think it's just as safe as anywhere else in the world.
Good.
Yeah.
So we're here to stay.
We're here
We've
to
decided
stay.
We're going,
I mean,
we're
if
gonna
I
go hang out
leave,
in
it's not because of
Shoreditch.
this. If I leave, it's because I just want to be back with my family.
I get
So,
that.
because I don't want anyone to come back on the to throw the podcast back in my face and say, you said you're going to stay. I didn't
No,
say-
you made it quite clear that
No,
if
I
you're
didn't say
going,
I'm
it's
going to
not
stay,
because
but I
of.
wouldn't leave because there's anything wrong with London.
And we're going to go hang out in Shoreditch.
Yeah.
We've
Yes,
made a
that was our
deal.
plan.
Yeah, okay.
That was our plan.
Amazing. I've loved talking to you. I feel like I could talk
Yeah.
to you for so.
Oh my God, has it
so
already
many
been an
hours.
hour?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Been a
time
long
really
time.
flew by.
I know.
I thought we were going to take like our 30-minute break now.
Would you like to take a 30-minute break? You can come back.
I mean, I do have a lot to do, but yeah. If you say it's been an hour, it's been an hour.
Well, I don't know. Has it?
Yes.
A little bit. No, do you know what? It's just so nice to hear and so refreshing your take on Judaism and showing up for all of us, I feel, and being
Thank you.
such a light in these, I don't want to say dark times, just a light in the times.
A light in the times.
A
Oh,
light
I
in the
like
times,
that. A light
yeah.
in the times.
We've coined a
We
lot
need
of
to
terms
write
here.
down everything we've come up with today. We've come up with quite a few things.
We should do something with this.
We should do something with it. Make a T-shirt. A light of the
Yes,
times.
light of the times with your jewellery.
Yes.
Right, I'm going to stop waffling now, otherwise we'll be here forever. But thank you
Yes,
so
my
much for
pleasure.
coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. This is just my third podcast, so I think I did all right.
You did great.
Yeah, okay, a few fumbles here and there, but all right, that's
No,
life.
I feel like it's a fumbly, hot, messy
A
podcast.
fumbly, hot, messy
anyway.
podcast. Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.